this. That way, if anybody comes in late, or maybe
Yeah,
they,
that's good.
something happened and they can't make it, um, they can have it to go back and look at.
Right.
Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and record. And I'm gonna start. So we're gonna do testimonials, and there's a couple different ways to do the testimonials. Number one, the very first thing is to get testimonials. As a new agent, even as a very experienced agent, you can get them from a lot of different people. If you go to your website and you click on your About page, so mine says Meet Angie, but up in the top corner, it'll say Recommend Me. They can put in their name. Maybe it's a family member or a friend that's known you for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. A colleague. So that lender, reach out to your lender, reach out to your home inspector, your septic, the well and septic people, title officers, lenders, I think I said. If you use a house cleaner, I work with an agent that every time you list a home, he provides one free service to clean the house to get it ready for the market. So I would have the house cleaner, because as people go to your website and they start searching through all of these testimonials, you'll see mine here. As you scroll through, these are all agents that I've worked with. So these are agents that I've worked with. I've, brought something to their business. Another agent that does not know me is able to go, and I always share this page, can go here and read through what other agents have to say. I can sit down and say, hey, I'm very knowledgeable and I understand real estate until I'm blue in the face. But unless I sit with you and you learn from me and I learn from you, that relationship isn't going to be formed. So anything that, again, somebody goes through, if they click on this button, I can say, Angie is the bomb. And maybe this person is my friend. Whatever it is that they want to say. Obviously, they want to say more than that. I'm not a robot, so sometimes the little pictures, the annoying little pictures pop up.
Right.
They can do that, and they can hit recommend. So it's going to say, thank you for your recommendation. And then if I go into my system now and I'm going to refresh it, that's going to be instantaneous. So as we go down, you can see here, Angie is the bomb. And let's say that somebody put something on here and it's not that great. Don't worry about it, because we can take it off.
Okay.
So unlike a Facebook review where you can never get it off, and we know now that Zillow is moving toward a brokerage. So I'm not really quite sure what their future is. Of course, I always get Zillow reviews as well. But for this sake, we're going to go into InTouch. You're going to click InTouch. It'll take you straight in. It always makes me work a little bit harder because I'm an employee. But once we get into InTouch, we're able to go up to the top. I'll make this a little bit larger so it's a little easier to see. And we have a website tab up here, the World Wide Web, and we're just going to hit Edit Site. So we're going to go to InTouch from Desk. We're going to go to InTouch. We're going to go to Website. We're going to go to Edit Site. And then we're going to go to Testimonials. So this is probably one of the simplest things that you can do to build up your website. And you'll see in the background, all of the testimonials are here. It has the date that I either input them or that the person left it for me on my website. And as I scroll down, it does have here, Angie is the bomb. And here we have, it came in today. So let's say for whatever reason, maybe I'm inputting them myself and I accidentally put one in twice. I can just come over here. I can hit this little X, or maybe somebody has something really snarky or awful that they want to say. I can't respond to them. I don't want it on my website. I can hit this X. You'll see that it is a red delete button, which means if you press this, it is gone and it's gone forever. So I'm going to hit that button. Testimonial has been deleted. So it's no longer there. It's no longer on my website. And as soon as somebody goes here and they refresh, it will disappear from my website. So a great thing to do here, again, you just want to hit the add button, want to put the person's name in here. maybe it's other colleague, a friend from church, a family member, and don't discount anyone. I've had agents say to me, well, what difference does it make if my sister writes a review? Of course, she's going to write a review for me. She's my sister. I can guarantee you that I know a lot of people whose sisters will never write them a review for squat.
Yeah.
Just because they, and if I see that people are referring you and they're people that know you well, they're people that can attest to your character. They can attest to the fact that you have integrity. Somebody that can say, hey, we've been friends since we were 9 years old, and she's always been very passionate about what she does, and she likes to help people, or they say that you're dedicated. All of those things are important, because that is someone's actual opinion and testimony about you as a person. It's a character witness in a sense. You do have up to 1,000 characters. Just letting you know that, because you'll see here I do have a couple of agents that were a little bit wordy, and I was okay with that as long as it fits in there. That's okay too. And I do recommend, if someone's going to leave me a testimonial, something that I've learned, and sometimes you'll see this, is somebody will say, I've known this person for 44 years, or like Pat said, he's a 44-year veteran. I might ask Pat if it's okay to say, I've been in the business since such and such year, just because it makes the testimonial very evergreen. I might have known you at this point. I may have known someone for 10 years, but 5 years from now, the testimonial, if it's still on my website, now that's 15 years and it still says 10.
Right.
So I want to make sure that it's very evergreen. So that's something that I can request. If you are a Zillow agent, or I should say have a profile on Zillow, not necessarily a premier agent, just someone who has a profile, I'm going to go ahead and use Cecil as my example, just because I know that he has some testimonials in here. Once you've built this page out, it's very easy to maintain. You want to make sure you have all of your links. If you can have a video, have one. Your listings will come over automatically. You do have to claim your sales, but down here, you're able to have someone write you a review. So you see here, this one is recent. It's actually from several days ago. Look no further. This is your dream team. Hello, can this person write a testimonial for me, please? So, this is someone that is saying, we were referred 8 years ago. They went above and beyond. We also, we were under contract in 2 days, multiple offers closed in 3 weeks. So this is somebody, and it's unclear to me from reading this, does that mean that you bought and sold with them 8 years ago and you just bought and sold with them again? Or maybe the service was so stellar 8 years ago that you're just now giving them. So it does say sold a home here in 2021. But just from reading this, wow, like 8 years ago, and you still remember the service that you got 8 years ago. That says something to me. Like, this is somebody I would want to use, because that's what I'm looking for. And I do this if I'm looking for a plumber, if I'm looking for an electrician. A lot of people will go to a lot of those on Facebook. We go to the online communities, whatever community you're in, you may be in a group. I'm in a group. And I love when they ask questions. Hey, something just happened in my kitchen and I need a plumber. Who do I call? They're asking the personal opinion of a whole bunch of people in their community that they don't know, that they've never met, but all those people come together. And in my neighborhood, it's Tim. There's a guy named Tim Smith. He put my water heater in. He's just the dude in the neighborhood that everybody calls because he's nice, he knows what he's doing, and he doesn't overcharge you. So I always tell everybody, if you need a plumber, call me. I have a guy. But in that, I know that I can refer him to other people because I had a good experience. So I'd be able to go and give him a good testimonial because he earned it. The other thing is, how do I get the testimonial? So a lot of times I have agents that are like, I feel weird asking someone to write me a few sentences about their experience. That's how we build our business. When I start the transaction, when that relationship starts or the transaction starts, I always would say to my client, look, like, I'm going to give you 5-star service. That is my goal. No matter what happens in this real estate transaction, I want you at any given time to be like 5 stars. If I'm not giving you 5 stars, please let me know and I will up my game. If you give such excellent customer service, people will come back and ask you, what can I do for you? We've seen it time and time again. We've had clients that have come to us during a home inspection. One, the home inspection was not even going well, and they were so impressed with how the agent was handling everything. They were like, what can I do for you? Okay, is there somebody, can I call your, I have one client that was like, can I call your manager and tell her that you're a wonderful agent? I'm like, you can do that. Like, I don't know what it's going to do for us, but can you give me a testimonial that I can put on my website? People are like overjoyed. Yes, please let me give this to you. When we started, we were sending out. So in Zillow, when you have an account, you are able to log in to your professional account. You're able to sign in. I'm not sure that I'm allowed to have one, so I don't have one to log into. But they do have a place where you are able to go through, and at the very bottom, when you claim that sale. So for each of these, you're able to do it. You claim your sale, and then you go in and you can send a link, or you can send an email directly from Zillow. I found that the probability that someone was going to complete that and send it back was not very high, simply because they're not opening. If I've trained them correctly, they're not opening anything from Zillow. They have an agent. They don't need Zillow.
Right.
The other thing is because they don't recognize it. Sometimes it goes to spam or they're busy, but there is a link that you can use and you can send that via your own email. So I would always copy it. I would open up my cvmove.com email and I would do a hyperlink. Hey, can you, if you can give me, it really helps me build my business. If you have a few moments, I really appreciate this. You really help me out. You can visit this site and, you do have to create an account with Zillow. But I was expressly clear with them that you can opt out of everything because, if I'm buying a house, I don't need Zillow to be spamming me with a bunch of stuff.
Right.
So I might not want to have an account because then I'm afraid they're going to use my information. You can opt out of everything. Just leave me this review. And really now, just go to my website and give me a review. I mean, granted, at this point, we still are on Zillow. It's still nice to have these reviews to see that I am a 5-star agent. So you can see that Cecil does have 5 out of 5 stars in 19 reviews. But it's very simple. If you have these, you just want to go. Now, you don't want to get everything. I did have an agent that went through and she copied everything and it looked really weird. So if I copy everything and I go back to my website, and let's say I'm in the market leader, in my In Touch, and I want to hit add, and then I just hit paste. You'll see that it actually ran out of characters. But I don't need all of this here.
Right.
Necessarily. I don't want to, maybe it says highly likely to recommend, and I want to take this stuff out. I have had a few agents that said, but I want all of the stars. So when you go to, what this part here, how do I get all the stars? Is that something that I can utilize on my website? It is. Just know that if somebody else comes through your website and leaves a review, they won't have this. But the agent's concern was they wanted to show that this was a Zillow review. So if you want to do that, you can Google star emoji. I like the black one just because it's filled in. But there are all kinds of alt codes in here that you can get. These, and really, I'm kind of a cheater a little bit. I'm just going to copy it. And you can go back and you can say, you know, 5 stars here, 5 stars here, 5 stars here, and 5 stars. Now you have to be very careful, because if you have someone who has given you 4 stars out of 5, because there are always those people, and I happen to be one of them, that don't like to give 100% all of the time. If you have not completely wowed my socks off, I think 4 is pretty adequate. That's obnoxious. I know this. But there are people that are out there that are like that. Does that mean that you didn't give the best service? It doesn't. But that's another reason why I say to people, I'm trying to get 5 stars. I'm asking for 5 stars. So that lets people know they can expect 5 stars from me, but I also expect 5 stars from them.
Right.
If someone doesn't give you those 5 stars, that's when you really do need to then be honest. Go in and you're able to, add, and it looks a little weird. But you can do that if you need to. And also I can sit here and copy everything that they said. I want to make sure that I'm not changing anything. So here I've put it in, maybe I want to put it a little closer. That's fine. It's my website. I can do that if I want to. And again, I can format it a little bit differently, and I can say, maybe this is my client, and I can hit save. Now it used to come up at the very, very top. Now it kind of juggles a little bit for us. So I do have to kind of scroll down, look for Christy, but you'll see here, and the reason that I did this, those stars don't come up. Because I did have an agent that went in that thought they were slick. They were doing that. They were like, oh, I put all the stars in there. You told me I couldn't do it. We went to their website and I was like, what's this? They don't look like stars. So although we have very, very good intentions, you'll see here that doesn't come up. So really when it comes down to it, you can take those out. So now what do I do if I want to take those out? There's no edit button. And I like to show that purposely because some agents get stuck. Where is the edit button? There is no edit button. So I'm simply going to copy what it's already there. And I'm just going to X off of it and get rid of it. And that's okay because I copied it. And I'm going to go into add and I'm going to paste that in there. But then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this part out. And again, I don't even have to have this part. If I don't want it, if I just want them all to be, what the person said. And then again, I can go in, I can put the person's name in and I can save them. And you'll see from that, now we're looking for Cecil. So I changed the name up there a little bit. But as we go down and we look for that one, and they're always going to jumble on your page. That's the other thing I kind of like. You're never going to see the same one at the top. So they're always going to look like you have new and different ones. And there is that particular testimonial. So I'm going to go through. And again, maybe I've noticed I'm putting these in, the phone rings. I have a client that's talking my ear off and then I have to come back in and I put it in again. Again, I can just go in and and I'll take that one out because it's not mine. But then I want to share this on Facebook. So how do I share my testimonials? It's a great thing to have them, but if I'm not going to do anything with them, what are they doing for my business? How am I making money off of these? Any way that I can make money off of any of my marketing, especially if it's free marketing, I'm gonna try it. So I can go into desk and I can go into brand serve. Brand serve does have a social media tactic. So they call them tactics now, but an image that I can create to push out on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, any of the places that I would like to do so. And in his search bar up here at the top, I have been extremely efficient, lazy. Lazy is not really the term, but efficient lately. I'm just going to type in testimonial. And you'll see if I've misspelled something, it's not going to come up. as I start getting through that. Well, now that I've typed it and it's in there. But I have some different options. Please pardon my phone. The telemarketers love me today. So I have a social media testimonial quote where I can put my information and my headshot or my marketing logo. Now, I don't want to do that if it's a very lengthy testimonial, because it won't show the whole testimonial. There will be a character count. The same with this. If I have a photo that I would like to include, again, very short testimonial. And then I also have this one here that's just blue. And I'll go ahead and click on that one. And this one, I can be a lot more lengthy than I was. And again, I'll type in testimonial. And if you want to view all the results and you want to view them a lot bigger than that, you can come in here and look at them here. Now, this is a referral rewards testimony. So that's, if you bring another agent on board and you want to talk about that, you can do that. Don't forget about referral rewards. I love that. It's a great way to get some passive income. I'm an employee. Mine works a little bit differently, but I've been able to cash in on that as well. Just for me, more rewarding is the agent that came over to this company from the other company. She's much happier now in her business, and she's making more money. So really, that's a win-win for everybody involved. But again, you do have these 3 different tactics that you can go in. I'm going to choose this one just for the sake of it. And we're able to, so there's no additional info. Permitted customizations, just let me know. I can add the testimonial here. I can add the source of my testimonial, so the person's name, and my doing business as logo. And we already know that because we're Coldwell Banker Realty agents in Maryland, it must always say Coldwell Banker Realty. It can never just say Coldwell Banker. I can't use just the CV star. It's always going to be the entire logo to be compliant with Maryland real estate law. Because I know nobody ever wants to get fined. We work too hard for our money to just give it away on stuff like that. Now I can go ahead.
Is it only in Maryland that we are required to be Mid-Atlantic? I mean, that we're required to be Realty?
So that I find is in most markets. The rule here, and I'll actually show it to you because I'm a very big fan. If I'm going to tell you, I better be able to back that up. So requirements for real estate advertising are you have to include your name as listed on your pocket card. I always go over that because I'm an Angela Myers, but I'm also Angie on my pocket card. I paid the $25, the big bucks to be Angie, because if you call me Angela, I'm not going to turn around. So make sure that if you're using a nickname in your marketing, it must be on your license and the name of the company with which you are affiliated. Now here it says not simply the company logo. In that case, when it comes to Coldwell Banker, our logo is the CV star, and in most cases, just Coldwell Banker. So if I have the Coldwell Banker Realty, I have conspicuously and meaningfully displayed Coldwell Banker Realty. I can show my marketing to anybody on the street and they can be like, oh, you work for Coldwell Banker Realty, and they're going to see the name of my complete brokerage in its completion, in its entirety. So that does go with the law. This was simply because when you break it down, in other parts of the country, there's Coldwell Banker Realties, there's Coldwell Banker Real Estate. I think they're still changing over. Some of them are affiliates, so it's always a little bit different. But the basic guide is that you show your proposed advertising to a neighbor, someone that's unfamiliar with real estate, if you can find someone like that. And if they're able to quickly identify your name and the company who you work for, that's most likely acceptable to the real estate commission. But they are very, very clear. We do have to have that realty in there. But they're also, you can find all of the logos in BrandServe as well.
Yeah.
And I do like that when they did the new logo, instead of just giving us a rectangle that we couldn't manipulate, they gave us different different versions of our logo, which I greatly appreciate. So if I want to use this, I can go through and I can hit customize. And then I'm able basically to do some copying, some pasting. So I've gone to Zillow or I've gone to my website. And let's say I have, we'll go with Greg because he's the first one that I saw. I'm just going to copy what Greg said. I'm going to take him into in here, and I'm just going to paste his testimonial here. Now, you can add the quotes. You don't have to have quotes. It's completely up to you. The English degree in me wants to scream, yes, please use quotes. If you don't, I don't think anybody's going to come after you. And this is a social media testimonial. I'm going to say Greg Plumer testimonial. Maybe I want to go in here and do several of these at a time. What is my source? My source was Greg Plumer. And here is where you can put that 5-star Zillow review. Okay. So that lets people know they can go to your Zillow. They can find this review on your Zillow, which means somebody had to log in. They had to create an account. They had to leave a review for you. And I want to do CBR for Coldwell Banker Realty. And then I can generate my proof. This is the part where I feel, so yes, okay. Thank you for your patience. Yes, I'll be a little patient here. I'm a real estate agent, so I'm not always that patient. But here I have social media testimonial, quote only. That's a really long name for my tactic. But my customized name is Greg Plumer Testimonial. So if I do several of these at a time, I can actually cheat the system and just hit this little back arrow here. So maybe I have a few of these that I'd like to just do all at once so that I have them and they work and I can push them out. I can then go and find a different one. And I'll just copy that one because it was the first one I saw, and we can paste them in. And then I can say, this is a Nancy Petty testimonial. And my source is Nancy Petty. Maybe she's a client, but I didn't get this one on Zillow. Maybe it came through my website. Now, I don't want to do the corporate logo because that's just going to be Coldwell Banker. And what that encompasses is all of the Coldwell Bankers across the globe. But again, I have to have the one that's on my real estate license, and that says Coldwell Banker Realty. So I'm going to go ahead and generate a proof for that. The same thing's going to come up. Yes, success. It's generated. It'll take a minute, and it's going to take me straight to it. I didn't even click anything that time. But now you'll see that I have the social media testimonial, quote only, and the same thing. I have them twice. I'm a busy person. What if the phone rings now? I'm in the middle of doing this. If I haven't given them a custom name, I'm not going to remember which ones I did. I can guarantee you right now I'm not going to know. I don't know my own name half the time.
Right.
This gives me the advantage, and I'll show you in a minute another reason that I do this. So I can go in and I can view this proof. You do not want to save this proof. If I had $1 for every time I've been on social media and seen someone post with the pink writing, and I don't know a constructive way of telling them, I know that you messed this up. Let's fix it. Because once it's posted and it's gaining traction, there is no fixing it. Facebook does not allow you to go in and swap your photo out once you have 200 people that have commented or something of that nature, or even 3 people. So here it's just letting me know I like to do this because I like to review it, make sure I don't have any typos. You know, if I copied and pasted, that's fine. I can view the proof, make sure that it fits. So here I can see that all of it fit, which I know it didn't cut anything off. I can see what that's going to look like. And I can hit the radio button for both of these. And I can add them to my cart. Now, this is free to use. I don't have to use it. It is one of my favorite tools simply because I can shop and I don't have to spend any money. But here I've put the stuff in my cart. I can place my order. This is just because if I need to come back into the system, let's say I forgot to save this or I can't find it. I saved it and I don't know where it is. I can come back in. I don't have to recreate it. I can just find it in my orders, in my order history or my download history. So over here, it looks a little confusing. I have order options. So I can reorder this item, which is, maybe I ordered one and then, oh shoot, I have another one. I can click that button. It'll take me back to the beginning. I can view the details of this particular order. I don't need to do that. I have it right here. If I click here, it's just going to give me some information. What is the information that I filled in? And distribute file. That's really what I want to do. And every time I do that, I always end up hitting the one on top and then I get flustered. So just make sure your mouse goes there. Now you have two options. Agents spoke out, gave some feedback, and Coldwell Banker is listening. They have ears to the ground for everything. Every webinar that I go to once a week has something new that was suggested by agents. How do we make this better? How do we make it more user-friendly? So this one says, get the file now. So I can get this file. Maybe I'm going to schedule some things to come out on Facebook. You'll see it came up on the bottom. Everything on mine just comes up in Paint. And I can save as and just find somewhere to save on my computer. I have BrandServe. It has its own folder. Maybe I have a testimonials. I can do a testimonials folder in here. Maybe I have a testimonials folder on my desktop. The only wrong way to save this is to not know where I saved it. But before I even do that, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm just going to copy my customized name. So that when I get the file now, when I open that and I save that, I don't have to retype and recreate the wheel. I can go into whatever folder it is that I'm going to put this in and see how it says social media testimonial, quote. I'm never going to look for that, but I am going to look for Nancy Petty testimonial. And I can save that and it'll be on my computer. Or I can go in and I can publish to social media right now. And that was something that agents asked for the ability to do. I'm in BrandServe. I don't want to save it. I just want to post it. I'm going to click on Facebook. It's going to ask me to put in my password. This is the Achilles heel of most people I know. I don't know my password. Make sure you know your password. You can also send it in a message. If you want to send any of these BrandServe tiles in a message, I'm going to hit that continue button. It's going to pop up. Do I want to edit the settings? I do. I want to make sure that it's posting as my business page. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and say done. Now I've linked over and I can post to my social media. So again, we're going to click on Facebook. It's going to ask us to log in. I do want to continue as myself. So maybe if you're sharing the computer, with your spouse or your children and they're already logged in, we want to make sure I'm not posting to theirs because the system's not going to know. So I'm going to go ahead and continue as myself. I can also schedule this at a future time. So I could say, so grateful to be able to help Nancy out. I'm always happy to help. You could say, who do you know that wants to buy or sell? Maybe you just want to brag on yourself. And then schedule a future post time. So this is military time, but I can just select from this menu. And you'll see this gives me the option of posting well in advance. Now it's going to eventually, I'm sure, stop. Facebook only gives me the option, I think it's 45 days in advance. But I can go in and say, well, I want this to come out on March 1st. And I want it to come out at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I'm going to preview. You guys know I like my previews. Preview your Facebook post. It's going to show where it's going to come out. Happy to help. And here is my information. Now you see mine's coming out for some reason on my main page. So this is coming out on my personal. I don't want to publish anything to my personal. I probably have to go back and fix that. I like to take these though, and I like to get the files. I like to have them on my computer. Go in again, copy that name, save as, I want to paste that name in there and hit save, because then that gives me, it works a little better with my brain. And it really depends on how you operate. I can go directly into Facebook. I can go into my pages, go directly into my business page, and I can do publishing tools. So I just had something that came out an hour ago. I might not want to post right now. I can post right now, but I'm going to go into my publishing tools, and I'm going to schedule this to come out on a date and a time that I have selected. Maybe I have my strategy next to me. I have a calendar next to me. I'm able to schedule it on a different time. Facebook is being cranky today, as we can see. So let me go through a different way. Every once in a while, and it's only when I'm teaching a class that Facebook says, not today, not going to work for you right now. I'm going to be obstinate.
I would do the renaming thing too, like you did, because it's really similar to when you scan documents and all they are is a bunch of numbers and you're like, what the hell? So I always have to go in and rename mine, because otherwise you're just searching forever. It's ridiculous.
Well, the other thing, I always like to point that out too, because so many people that I work with, I'm very, so if you go into even my pictures folder, I have office events, property of the day, stock images. I use these the most, so I have ones in front of them, so they're at the top. I have 2020 awards. I have agent photos. I have folders for everything. I literally could, if somebody needed to break into this, I could say, go to pictures, go to brand serve, go here, go here. It's titled this. Like, I have all the fair housing assets from brand serve. The benefit of me having them on my computer, I can use these later. Do you think that anybody is going to remember that I shared this photo 6 months ago? They sure are not. Now, these all say residential brokerage, so I would have to go in and resave them, as long as they have the current DBA on them. But I'm able to go in and save things that I know that I'm possibly going to use again. I did small business shout outs. So some of it's just my junk, like the pictures that some people sent to me. But some are my actual small business shout outs. This is my friend Carolina. She does all kinds of graphic design. She does a lot of boat lettering. My friend Christy that does hair. These are things that I save them on my computer, because guess what? I now have extra goodies. Something, if I've already taken the time and the effort to create, I put them on my website. Just because it's brand serve doesn't mean it has to be social media. I went through and started including some of the people that I had pushed out. It's okay if it says residential brokerage, because that's what it was when I pushed it out. And I'll never forget the very first one I did was Town Grill and Pub. Like, I live in J-Town. I wanted to say, this place does a lot of community events. They give back to the community and don't even tell people half the time. We went to trivia here. I've done karaoke here. They have local bands that come on the patio. Oh, of course, pre-COVID, not trying to get them in trouble. They don't do anything they're not supposed to do. I recommend. I put this out on my Facebook page and didn't even contact the company first, just because I knew they wouldn't care. I got like 2 or 3 text messages from the owner. Thank you so much. Can I share this? Yes, because all of Joppatown pretty much loves you guys. And if you share it from my business page, my business information goes with it.
Ooh, very good.
And why wouldn't I want to have custom content? I want to show people that I love small businesses. I support them. I am a small business. I want to support people, But the thing that I found with this, I now can go to Carolina and ask her for a testimonial. I can go to Sandra and Christy and the people that I know. I can go to Linda, who, thankfully, God bless her soul, just retired because she was working too hard. Her son owns it, so they're still there all the time. So I'm like, you retired and now you work without getting paid. But she's such a sweet lady that if anybody comes into that pub, because I, pre-COVID did trivia and karaoke, and I was there a lot. I know all the people that work there. I know them by name. And I know if they're sitting at the bar and somebody is talking real estate, they're going to mention me. This is lead generation. And that's really ultimately putting the stuff on your page. That's letting people know when somebody's sitting at the bar and somebody says, hey, you have to call Cindy. They come to your website and they see that person that recommended you, they're on your Facebook page. They're on your website recommending you. That's impactful. That's not only did this person refer me, but they like this person so much, they left them a testimony. You ever are bored ever in life, go to Amazon, go to Google and do Amazon reviews, because some of them are hilarious.
Yeah.
But that's how Amazon built their business. They were nobody and they started getting reviews. It's all about the Amazon review. Anybody that's ever heard me mention Amazon knows I have scolded my mother. She bought something, it was broken, she sent it back. She bought it again, it was broken, she sent it back. I said, Mom, did you read the reviews? She said, no. I went to the review and it had like 2 stars, and every single review was, don't buy this, it's broken when you get it. Because they just weren't wrapping it correctly. Read the reviews. Like, I have reviews. I post stuff on Twitter because that's what I do with my Twitter time. But I can tell you, Bed Bath & Beyond immediately got back to me. I got a candle. It was broken. First, they when I called, they wanted me to bring it into the store. It was the height of COVID. I'm not coming in the store. They personally called me and said, don't worry about it. We're going to reship it. We're going to make sure that we talk to the people that sent it so it doesn't happen to anyone else. Keep the candle that you already have. It's on us. We hope that you can use it, but we will send you a new one. We are so sorry. Within a few days, I got my new candle. What a wonderful experience. I will shop with them all day long. I had a bad experience at Kohl's, and Kohl's basically told me we don't care. Guess what? I've never been back since. I love Kohl's. It kills me, but I won't shop there now. I absolutely will not shop there. This is the same aspect. What are other people saying about you, about your business? So if I want to schedule them, so again, I can go into published post. I can create a post here. It will go out automatically, just like it does from my new, when I'm on my page. But there's a little button here for scheduled posts. Now you can see here, I have a lot, and guess what I have? I have Testimonial Tuesday and Testimonial Thursday. I should have kept it at Tuesday, but then I got lazy because I have a lot of testimonials. I want to share them. Now mine are a little, I got a little spiffy with mine. I went into Canva, which is also something that you are able to do. And mine are a little bit different.
Ooh,
I
I
wanted
like
them
that.
to look pretty. Right. I wanted them to look like something. And then I hashtagged the stuff out of it. Testimonial Thursday. I love marketing, real estate rocks, CB proud. I should probably put my name in there sometime. So I'll have to do that later. Shame on me. But I can go into scheduled post. I can hit the create post. And the one thing that I really do, and I started doing that before this brand search tile is pretty new. But I like it because it's a Coldwell Banker blue. It's very easily recognizable. And the other thing is, it's the same, like as soon as someone sees this now, if I post this on my website and I've typed something in, I can schedule this post. And again, you'll see from today through March, through April, through May. So about, I want to say that it's about 45 days. That's not right. So it must be maybe 70 days, but basically 2 to 2.5 months in advance. And I can post that. I can pick a date and a time. The time, I always pick an off time, because if you go back through someone's profile timeline or their business page, you can see the date and the time that it was posted. If I go to your page and everything's posted at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 7:30, it looks robotic. It doesn't look organic. It doesn't look authentic. It doesn't look genuine. And those are important components of a relationship So I need to have them on my social media. So I've gone in, I've picked that time. I'm just going to go ahead and leave 2:14. That works for me. And I'm going to schedule. If you have a bunch, so yeah, I'm just going to stay on this page. It always asks me, but nothing has popped up. So now I'm confused because I don't know what I've just posted and what did I not post. You can hit the refresh button. If you hit this refresh button, you're going to come up to published posts. I don't know why it doesn't. It's not really refreshing the scheduled posts. It's going to take you to your published posts. And I've had agents do that before and they get confused because now they don't know where they are. So if I've done that scheduled post here, you'll see that it came up. And I have a cheat sheet for that too. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to just grab my other testimonial. So now I have Nancy's. I've gone in. I've written my lovely little thing. And I want to schedule my post. And let's say I want them to come out once a week. So this one I'm going to do the week before. 2:14 was the last time. Let's say we're going to do like 11:49 a.m. And I'm going to schedule. Now you also want to kind of pay attention to your page, see when people are active. I can guarantee you on my page, if I post something closer to 4 o'clock, it's going to get more engagement than if I post it at 11 o'clock in the morning. Now, that doesn't mean I never want to post at 11 o'clock in the morning, but something like this, I want to post where I know that people are very active. So instead of hitting this refresh button, I'm going to refresh it myself. Sorry, Facebook. Love you, but still. I'm going to hit published post and scheduled post. And that's going to refresh. And now I can see it. I'm always going to be able to go in and see the date and the time. It's not going to come up in order. It used to. They updated it. I don't like that update, but you know, it's Facebook. I'm at their mercy. But you're able to, I have a little book that's next to me with a little calendar on it. And I just go in and I write down if I've posted something on the 23rd, I post, you know, I have little lines and I'll say, you know, 4:03 posted testimonial. And I might have the agent's name or the client's name. Or maybe I've posted something and I didn't write anything. I can go back in, I can edit the post, and I can say, see what's new in the, and I can say done editing. And now this is what's going to go out. Maybe I want to publish it right now. I can do that. Or if I need to delete these, I can also go in and delete them. I just want to select one at a time from actions and hit delete. Just know that once you hit that blue delete button, it's gone. You are not getting it back unless you redo it. So it does give you that option. You'll see like I have quote of the day that comes out every morning. I'm a Canva junkie. I have nothing better to do with my life. But like I have articles and I'll go through periodically. I'll get articles from the Blue Matter blog. I'll push them out. But the testimonials are really important. If they're living on my website, the other thing that I can do is take this about page and I can share that. But probably what I want to do is I just want to share every once in a while. I just want to share my website. So I can go through, I can share my website. You'll see it doesn't come up very well. So that's where I'm able to go to brand serve again. I can take that testimonial. I can put that testimonial on my my Facebook page and say, you know, so glad to help Nancy, blah, 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 blah. And then maybe I just want to leave my website here, you know, to view what other clients have said about working with me. It doesn't have to be very, you know, comprehensive. Visit my website. Now here I'm just sending them to my main page. They might not be able to find it. So I'm going to copy the about page, unless on your main page, if you, like I, have a section here with recommendations. Someone can click through. It's very easy for me to just send them to my website. They can click through. They can get all of my testimonials. They can see the information that I want to give them. And this is beneficial because here is my bio. And I can put additional information down here. And you know what I really want to have down here? I probably want to record a video of myself introducing myself, which I haven't done yet, so shame on me. I do have my little Bitmoji because I like her. But you can be as creative and different with these as you want. You can take these and maybe, you know, add one to your website. You know, follow me on Facebook to see more testimonials. And then when you post it, it's going to come out. It's going to look nice. See this. When it goes through the news feed, people are going to look at that. It's a big blue box. Like, that's going to catch somebody's attention.
Right.
And they're going to see the Coldwell Banker Realty. They're going to remember. But the benefit of doing this is now I can share this. I can go in as myself. And I can share this to my news feed. And I can say something here. So glad to help Nancy out. And if I post it, and we'll do this quickly because my people will jump. They'll jump on this. If I go to my personal page now, look, so glad people are seeing this.
Right.
People like to communicate with you, but guess what? They also get to see business page. So that will come out too. And I'll go ahead and delete this because if Nancy sees this, she'll get really confused. She'll be like, what was that? Move to trash. That trips me up every day. You don't delete things anymore. You move things to trash. Because apparently you can go back and get them. You know what? If I trash something on Facebook, I'm not. And I don't even know where the trash button is. I'll have to find that. But here I can go ahead. On a business page, you can delete. But on your personal, you can move it to the trash. And then I guess there's a way that you can go back and get it later.
Wow.
But yeah, you can go in and again, you know, share different things on your page, put some listings on there. Just some, you know, I love videos. This is what I do at night. I watch all these little hack videos. But sometimes they're good. But yeah, taking those testimonials, pushing them out on your page, and that will help you build your business.
All right. Well, I just have my first client